Greetings fellow human beings, I hope you are doing great. I am back with another street photography video, this time experimenting the 70mm of my 24 to 105mm f4 to f7.1 RF zoom lens from Canon. The 70mm is usually a portrait lens because it doesn't distort the image. Therefore, it captures people's face as they actually look. It's also the first step in the telephoto realm, which the distinctive feature is to create image compression, meaning that the background seems to be closer to the subject in the foreground. But is the 70mm any good for street photography? Let's find out. For the first part of this photo session, I went to Abiko Canon, which is one of my favorite temples in my local area. Its atmosphere is very peaceful, and that's what I wanted to convey. I hope I gave it justice. As you could see, the 70mm is good for taking both scene and detailed pictures. Now here are two more shots I took in Abiko Canon. The subject of this picture is actually very tiny. That's the cat in the middle of the frame. The idea was to play with framing and lights and shadows. As you can see, the gates create the frame around the cat, and with the open door on the left side, you can see the light coming in, while the closed door on the other side creates some darkness in the image. So there is a nice contrast between light and shadow. On the second shot here, the idea is somewhat the same, with the man on the bicycle on the bright side, framed by the gate, with two secondary subjects in the background, the mother and her son on the bicycle leaving the place. A little note on the editing. I removed the color on both pictures because I wanted to emphasize the timelessness of the place. And on this second shot, I softened the contrast because I wanted to accentuate the retro feel, the nostalgic vibe of this picture. Now my wife is calling me to walk the dog, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Woo! Woo, man, it's windy outside. Sorry guys, I'm back. Where was I? Oh yes, the 70. Although this focal length is perfectly usable for street photography, it doesn't fit all situations. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Yo guys, I often go through this Shotengai when I go... 自分ですみません I often go through this arcade shopping streets when I leave home over there and when I go to the city on the other side, and I often see these oops, let me turn the screen. Yeah, I often see these Ducati. Here is one and here is the other one, and they belong to the shop owner here, and I think the shop also is interesting. I took some shots and video in previous videos, but look at that. That's something interesting here, like old vibe. Yeah, these are beautiful old motorbikes. Ooh, come on. All right. Yep. Anyway, on my way to the city. Let's go. Here is an illustration of what I said earlier. This picture was taken at 35mm because the 50 was too cropped in for me to take the frame I wanted to. So here we are at Abeno Harukas, which is the tallest building in Osaka and the second biggest, tallest in Japan. And I thought that these flowers, first of all, I checked that they were real flowers and not plastic flowers, and they're real. I thought that those flowers here, especially in winter, it's rare to see flowers, were interesting composition with the building in the back, the Abeno Harukas building, because at 70, here we go. Yep, oops, okay. So here you can see in the front the curvy shape and the colorfulness of nature, and in the back the gray, black and white and straight line artificial building. I mean, of course building is artificial, but I think there is a nice contrast between the two here. So that's the idea. As you can see on these pictures, the background seems to be stacked up with the foreground. This is one of the benefits of the 70mm. All right, same location. Abeno Harukas over there, just a little bit further from where I was. And they already put out the Christmas decoration, which is too early in my opinion. We are still in November, but whatever. So here at 70 mils, I'm pretty close, and also at video, I think the camera crops a little bit. But yeah, even though it's like it's not narrow street, I would say, but here is the back. This is the further I can get, and I'm really against the vending machine. And oh, this guy is actually interesting subject, but looking in the window. Anyway, I took other shots, and even though at 70 mil it's pretty zoomed in, still you can get some interesting composition for street photography. So on my way to Osaka Castle, I stopped by Shinsekai here, and oh, cool! I took a shot of these guys. His friend over there in the shop. Actually, most of them are from Myanmar. Interesting, and yeah, I like the outfits, and I like also the decoration within the shop, and two leading lines again here. So here are the shots I took. With this portrait picture, you can see the compression I was talking about earlier. You have the main subject in the foreground, and the background seems to be much bigger than it would be with the 24mm, for example. Many pictures of the Tutankhamun Tower have been taken, and I'm also guilty of it. So this time I wanted to be more creative by incorporating the tower among the crowd. And this is possible thanks to the compression of the 70mm. So here I am in this random parking lot. I was going my way over there. I'm around Dotonbori, and this is the famous Dotonbori Don Quixote. And that's the very first time I see the sun setting here, frame here, and I always take shots on the other side, on the Dotonbori River side, but that's the first time I see the sun here setting. So of course I took some shots at 70 because this is the goal this time, but it's of course very zoomed in, so I also try at 50 and 35, so you can see the difference. Here you can see the difference between the 70, the 50 and the 35mm focal length. The 70 is much more cropped in when the 35mm show the scene around the subject, and the 50 is somewhere in between. I like that tree over there and the position it has in the corner of the street here. And I took many times pictures of this tree. Today I tried 70, but I'm not very happy with the composition for some reason, but what can I do? Anyway, here is the picture. This picture turned better than I expected. Thanks to the lady showing something in the distance, it looks like she's pointing at the tree, which was the main subject of the picture. So here you have two subjects, one of which is pointing at the other one. Interesting, no? So about this shot here, as you'll see, I put the camera vertically to avoid too much distraction in the frame, but I like the hand hanging there. Now, of course, this is the main subject here, the guy with a suit and resting. And I also like this element. Where's my finger again? This little plant here in the way. It's a little bit too busy and too messy in the back, but I'm gonna try maybe a different angle. Anyway, that's the shot. I still prefer the first version, but this horizontal one is also interesting because we can see two subjects again merge with their urban environment thanks to the compression of the 70mm focal length. This is the smokers area. Cute girls taking pictures of their friends, while I try to get this shot. I'm aiming with my eye right now, so it's probably overexposed. Ooh, I like the flare on the body here. That's nice. Maybe I should try horizontally as well, but anyway, that's the subject. Beautiful. This is Daikokucho, one of my favorite street photography spots. And this is kind of a business district. And they have some statues along the river. There is a river right behind here. And that's where I took the picture you just saw. Yeah, I recommend this spot if you are a street photographer or just a traveler. This is a nice place to see. And behind over there, they have a restaurant. I think it's called Garbwix. Not so sure. I took a picture here with a lady a few videos ago. And yeah, the restaurant is it's kind of fancy. It's nice. We've been a few times. So that's the place. Keep it out the closet. People who might own it, sins of pride and peace. So Daikokucho is over there behind, and now I'm standing on the bridge of Nakanoshima Koen, another of my favorite spots. And look at this, it almost looks like a candle with a building and the sun on top of it. I won't take a picture here because it's kind of the same as I did before. But this is the place, And I think it's a rose season maybe. I'm gonna check that out. Let's see. Anyway, another place that I recommend visiting. So here the idea is to have the two main subjects in the foreground and a third one in the background in between. And of course I like the red hood and the contrast it does with the man in the black suit with the black hat. I am just a man. I didn't get to Osaka Castle yet over there, which is my goal today. That's the Canon R8. I don't know if you can see already telling me that the battery, can you see that? Where is it? I cannot see myself, but the battery is dying already. Come on. So how can I be sure the feeling will remain? It'll always change. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot the rest of the video with the iPhone because the battery is dying. So anyway, I tried to get the Osaka Castle in the background with some autumn leaves, but this is not exactly what I want. But anyway, this is one try here, and where's the other try? I think it's around here there. Yep. So I'm gonna go around and try to find a better composition if I can. Let's see. Find it hard to say what's going on inside. Got these little walls, I couldn't break them if I tried, but I promise I'll be true, and I promise I'll be right. Sickness and in health, in the darkness and the light. Here you have it, guys. The 70mm, although not the usual suspect for street photography, handles the job perfectly well. I still prefer the 50mm because it's close to what the human eye see, but the 70mm is a good alternative if you want to incorporate some compression in your composition. And again, there are no wrong focal lengths for street photography until you know how to use it and what result you're aiming for. Next time we will see if it's still true with the 85mm focal length. Now I leave you with a few more shots, and until next time, enjoy the ride and spread the love. I guess they'll help you understand